Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. I accept things the way they are. I accept things the way they are not. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. I love wasting. I love wasting. I get free. I reap abundantly. I already have everything I need. Wonderful is happening to me right now. Don't you feel it? Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Oh yeah. I accept things the way they are. I will. I accept things the way they are not. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
I invite you to gently close your eyes as I speak to you in the first person this morning. I know that there is only one infinite intelligence, one divine presence, one creative life energy. God is all there is. God is life, truth, love. There is nothing else but God. And because I know that this is true, I know that God works in me. God works through me. And God works as me. And on this brand new baby day, this brand new baby year, I express all that I know that God is. I become the light. And that light shines forth in service and in love. This year I choose to release judgment. This year I declare that I soar with grace and glory. I am one with this divine presence that I call God. And I am so grateful that I know this to be true and that I use it in my thoughts and my words and in every action that I take, knowing that I am guided and governed by this Holy Spirit, this divine, beautiful, almighty Spirit. And I am so grateful. I am so grateful for this day. I am so grateful for our ministers, our permanent ministers. I am so grateful for our sound system, our wonderful musicians, all of our delightful volunteers that give so selflessly. And I know that this day is created just for me, so that I can be the very best that I can be today. So I now release my word into the creative, universal law, knowing that it is so, it is done. And we say together, and so it is.
I promise you that. So last week we began, well actually today is the last day of Hanukkah. We talked about it last week, but we were waiting for our special guests and students of Judaism to come and speak to us about that. So Annie, if you would come up and please talk to us about that. Annie, please come on up. Thank you so much.
Oh, and Levi too.
And Levi.
Well, today is the last day of Hanukkah, and you can see the menorah right there. It is one of our special words. And here, as you can see also, Annie did a flash drive, and these are all the vocabulary you're going to hear during this presentation that's going to be on video. And Hanukkah is a minor Jewish holiday. It signifies the Jewish successful revolt against the Greeks, in which the oil for one day of a menorah lasted 8 days. That's why we celebrate the 8 days. Yeshiva is a religious school, traditionally all male, but now accepts women.
A dreidel is a Jewish spinning top that has 4 sides, each with a Hebrew letter signifying what to do with the gelt. Gelt is gold. Traditional gelt to bet with is chocolate coins wrapped in gold paper. Gimel is a Hebrew letter on one side of the dreidel, meaning take all of the gelt in the pot. So it's a gambling game, and you bet, you take, you bet, you take, and you eat while you're doing this.
That's the best part. That's the best part of the game to me. Were you on Shin? Shin is another Hebrew letter on the dreidel. It means take one piece of the gelt. And Nun is a Hebrew letter on one side of the dreidel, meaning take none of the gelt. Do those two, because those are Hebrew complicated.
Nes Gadol Hayapo means a great miracle happened here, and that's what we say in Israel. If you're in Israel, you say that. And menorah is the 7-branch 7-branch lampstand used in the temple, and the Hanukkah is the 9-branch menorah. So normally there's a menorah that's 7 branches, but for Hanukkah it's 9 branches. And then we have a video for you.
For our outstanding musical guest, 613, who just did an amazing performance for Michelle and I of a Hamilton remix. If you ever have a chance to get the mixtape, you should buy it.
I tell the tale of those before me. I tell the tale of those before me. And of their victory in the fight. And of their victory in the fight. And now our children tell the story. And now our children tell the story. They tell the story of the light. They tell the story of the light. We'll add another above each line. A line to freedom. They tell the story of
from Yeshiva, rise up to triumph against unbelievable odds in a battle our people still remember and celebrate with dreidels every year around December.
The 5 pious and loyal sons of Mattathias stood against bias, said you can't deny us, you disagree, try us. Our God will supply us with strength to win, and then potato lockers we will fry us.
Every day when praying was being barred and made harder. Our ways they tried to change. Antiochus sent his guard out. Inside our boys knew not to forget what they were part of. 5 brothers and their dad ready to win or die as martyrs.
Then the Greeks came and Hellenization reigned. Our people saw our future dripping down the drain. They entered into the temple and the altar they profaned, left the blood stain. Our heroes got sick of the pain. Well, word spread around, we said, this is insane, man. We Jews could not survive under Antiochus' reign, man. Let's fight back and send the Greeks right back from whence they came, and our bravery will win us fame. Say your name, man. Judah Maccabee. They call me Judah Maccabee. Dude, Antiochus says he's number 1. Just you wait, just you wait. I am not throwing up in the pot. I am not throwing up in the pot. Take it on straight, keep on spinning while you're on the chin, and I'm not throwing up in the pot. Make the menorah. I see it isn't all about presents, cause gratitude for miracles and Hanukkah and the Maccabees revolted, flooded our plans. Now we're hard, we dance, and we fry latkes and pans. I'm gonna make them hot. Here we give thanks to be free because of the revolt led by Judah Maccabee. They defy, do or die. You and I feel great and celebrate as the lights we illuminate. And I am not throwing up in the pot. I am not throwing up in the pot. Hey, yo, I'm drinking, I'm spinning all your other energy, and I'm not throwing up in the pot. I am not throwing up in the pot. I am not throwing up in the pot. Hey, yo, I'm drinking, I'm spinning all your other energy, and I'm not throwing up in the pot. Everybody say, we're gonna light up the menorah hot, light up the menorah hot, light up the menorah hot, light up, make it hot, make menorahs hot, and I am not throwing guilt in the Ma'osur Yeshuati, Ma'osur Yeshuati, Ma'osur Yeshuati. Candles,
It's a new year. And so the theme for this year, for this month, is spiritual living. The topic today is how to live a value-based life. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, and everybody have a good New Year's Eve? Yeah. Oh, so today is a big day of do-over, right? Every day is a do-over day, if we really take it in that way. But today is the biggest day of the year, I would say. We all get a do-over. So whatever we've done in the past that we don't like, we get to change it. Isn't that exciting? You guys are all sniffling. It's okay. Again, the topic is how to live a values-based life. And so why are values so important? And what is a value? The value is a strongly held belief. A strongly held belief. And so here we teach that thought plus feeling and belief equals demonstration. So you can't get the goodies, as Reverend Cynthia would say, unless you are aware of what your beliefs are sometimes, right? Because sometimes we say we want one thing, and so our thought is on that thing that we want, or say we want, but we have these beliefs that hold us back. Many times they're unconscious. Sometimes they're things that we've adopted through other people, through race mind, which we call race mind. Sometimes we get them from our parents. Most of the time, I would say we get them from our parents. But they don't always work for us. We are each individuals on this plane, and we've each come to do that special thing that we've come to do. And so while my mom and I may look very much alike, we hold maybe some of what she raised me with and what she taught me maybe doesn't work for me. And so I need to look and uncover the onion and keep peeling back those layers and see, hey, does this work for me? And so I would suggest that we all do that. And today's a good way to start that. Good day of the year to start that. Again. As long as we're here on this plane, we're moving and we're expanding into that which we're meant to be. Whatever that is. What we're meant to be is whatever we choose to be. There's no divine plan. The plan is for you to express love and joy. Whatever that looks like for you. So let me read Ken Gordon, who was Center for Spiritual Living, the senior director, what's his name? Spiritual leader, sorry. And he's out of Kelowna. He's been here. He actually was at our installation several years ago. Seems like just yesterday, right? Almost 3 years now. This is what Ken Gordon says about value. A value exemplifies a person's principles and brings light and action to what the individual holds as being important in life. When one is aware of what their values are and lives truly to their core values, they begin to express their true, authentic self. The problem is that few actually take the time to define their values, and therefore have a tendency to operate their lives on the current values of the society that they live in. Dr. Holmes would call this race mind. This lack of awareness creates confusion, lack, fear, and struggle in the mind of the individual, and therefore outpictures in their lives as disease and discomfort. To be authentic to our true nature is to be productive and fulfilled in the role we are divinely placed here to express. To do so, the individual must embody their personal values in every action, and to serve life, they must model and act in accordance to what they hold to be of value. Do you know what you value? I think some of us do. And I don't know that it's very clear quite often when you meet someone, you know what they drive, where they live, what they wear, how they show up in the world. You know, Reverend Dan obviously values fitness, right? It's very clear. And Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "What you do speak so loudly, I can't hear what you're saying." It's so obvious I can tell, most of us can tell what somebody values in the first few minutes. Now, I'm not talking judgment, but what they value, because it's how you show up in the world. Judgment is where we get into problems, right? I value order. And so most of the time, I tend to tease my dear friend and sister, Reverend Cheryl, who values creativity. And that often doesn't shows up differently. That PC enough, I know PC is out now, right? But so I don't have to be PC. But I often tend to place judgment on how she shows up. That's not fair. Her values are her values, and my values are my values.
That's what I'm saying.
This is a public apology, right? It doesn't get better than this. Just leave my desk alone. But we do. We tend to, and I'm speaking the royal we as human beings, we tend to think because this is what I value, this is what they should value. And it's not always the case. It's not always the case. Let's see what Dr. Holney says about values. The textbook, page 188. In demonstrating over conditions, the only inquiries we need to make are, do the things we want lend themselves to a constructive program? Do they express a more abundant life, rob no one, create no delusion, and express a greater degree of livingness? If we're able to answer these questions affirmatively, then all the power in the universe is back in our program. So as long as Reverend Cheryl keeps her stuff off of my desk, she's not robbing me of anything, right? And so I should just stay in my own lane and do what I do. I'm making fun, but don't we do that as in general? We make these assumptions and judgments about things that really have nothing to do with us. We have to be clear about what we value. And I don't necessarily have to know what Reverend Cheryl values or Reverend Dan. It helps, especially where we're operating from. But I have to be clear about me, and I have to do me. And the rest, let it go. I value inclusivity. So I love Abby and Annie's video, you know? But I say, the other thing we have to be careful of is I say I value one thing and I want to be inclusive, but I don't like those people over there that bomb. And no, I don't like the actions, but we take it to a whole nother level. I'm going to be inclusive of all people and know that we all came here from the same source. That one mind that is love. And because someone is not operating out of fear, or not operating from a place where I think they should be operating from, doesn't mean that they're not deserving to be loved, they're not deserving to be, their lives not to be looked at, they're not deserving to know who they are. That's perhaps why they're operating in that manner. Because they don't feel love, and they're operating from fear. I can't make anyone else wrong because they're different. And that's a hard lesson. You know, there's lots of stuff going on in the world that is clearly from fear. But if we keep fueling that, it doesn't get better, does it? It doesn't get better. I don't know what the answer is necessarily, but I know it's got to start with love. And it's got to end with love. I want to end my portion of what I'm talking about today. Actually, I want to talk about Emma Curtis Hopkins. You know, it's a new year, so we got to start with Emma, who actually wrote the Science of Mind textbook. I'm kidding, sort of. Page 25 in Scientific Christian Mental Practice. Emma says, the first lesson of the Science of Mind tells the foundation idea of mind. It has been called the statement of being. Being is that which is. She goes on to say, many people would have their good come instantly if they could name it, have a clear idea of it, how it should be. Get clear on who and what you are. Clarify that which is important to you. And you will manifest things quicker than you ever thought was possible. Our mission statement, Reverend Dan, Reverend Cheryl, and myself, our mission statement for the center is, we encourage people to authentically be themselves, knowing this is a safe place to land. We are accepting of all. We are love and light in expression. By teaching principle and tools of the Science of Mind, we empower and therefore inspire others to do the same, which creates a world that works for everyone. That's what we value. And so whoever comes in our space, we're going to love them and love them up. We want to do better than we did in 2016. It's a new day. Let's look and uncover that which works for us and keep doing that and let go of that which doesn't. I love you all. Happy New Year.
So creating a value-based life, I mean, the first part of that is becoming clear about what you value, becoming clear about who and what you are. We believe that the second part of creating a life that you want comes with, what are you going to commit to? What are you going to commit to? And so I sat in my office at MD Energy. It was late Friday evening, December 30th, the last work day of 2016. And it was unusually quiet. I mean, everyone had left early for the New Year's weekend. And I think when I left, there were 3 cars in the parking lot. And I thought, I wonder who's running this place, because it's a big company. I hope they're not depending on me to do all this. And as I sat there in the quiet, I leaned back in my chair and I started to think about my life. And it's sort of that nostalgia of one year ending and another year starting, and you look back at your life, and I thought about where I had been. And I went through my whole life, and I'm just looking at this myriad of experiences, you know, what my life looks like now. And it's funny because 2015 was an amazing year for me. You know, I manifested my life partner, I manifested a home, I manifested being the gift that keeps on giving for Reverend Stacy and Reverend Cheryl for the next 25 years of your life. Cheryl won't just be gray, she will be bald. And of course, in the very last moments of 2015, I was engaged to be married. So it was a lovely, lovely year, 2016. Anyway, so, but it's funny, in all of that good, I found myself looking at all of my regrets. And I don't know why we do that. What I did wrong. You know, all the mistakes, the would-haves, the could-haves, the should-haves, the challenges, I mean, the trials. And I was very clear that I definitely was, now that I understand this teaching, I mean, I'm the one that, I can't blame it on Cheryl and Stacy anymore. Clearly, I created all of that. And I sat there in the quiet of this empty office building, and I thought to myself, it should have been different. And there's parts of my life right now that should look different. And so just sitting there in this sort of like dark gloom, and in a flash, the God of my being said this: careful, little one. You are making a commitment to that which is not true. You are making a commitment to the past. And as you commit to these ideas and these beliefs and these thoughts, the law is committed to recreating all of that again in 2017. When you bring the past into your present, you are committing the law to take this new year, this 2017, this new year that is filled with infinite possibility, this new year that is just a storehouse of incredible experiences, and you essentially are forcing the law to recreate 2011, 2006, 2004, 1997, 1985, 1980, 1979, 1975, 1974, and 1969. All those years, Dan, that you created all that unnecessary drama. 2017, God nudged. What will you commit to in this new year? And I joke about it, but when I was sitting in that office and I looked at this life, I just said, you know what? I can't see it. I can't express. And I just called out. I said, Spirit, show me what to see. Show me how to express something new, something beyond the drama. And at that very moment, I leaned back in my chair, and a book that I had bought a few weeks back, that I just kind of stuck in my bag, and I thought, you know, I'll read it when the time is right. And I just happened to see it, and I picked it up out of the bag, and the first page I turned to, I started to read. And the name of the book is You Are a Badass. How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life. I love how God works in coincidences. And by the way, I have spiritual approval from Colonel Bell that I can say ass in church today. I'm going to read a little bit more than I normally read. Reverend Cheryl is ordering this book. It will be here Sunday. It is just brilliant. I share with you. I have a friend who's a professional speaker. She's the kind of person who is so articulate, so powerful and bright and naturally captivating that she could be standing at the counter ordering a burrito, and I would get all teary-eyed and say, "That's right, no refried beans, you heard the woman." So imagine my surprise when, after one of her talks, she plunked herself down next to me and demanded to know how boring it was. I also have gorgeous friends who think they're hideous looking. Brilliant clients who one moment think they are God's gift to mankind, and the next they need to be talked off the ledge of self-proclaimed ineptitude. And I have an entrepreneurial neighbor who can't decide if she's a financial powerhouse or if she is about to cause her family to live underneath a bridge. Self-perception is a zoo. We spend our lives drifting between glimpses of our own infinite glory and the fear that not only are we totally incapable, unworthy, lazy, horrible, but that it's only a matter of time before someone blows the whistle on us. We torture ourselves incessantly. And for what purpose? If we can glimpse the glory, and I know you can, why do we waste our precious time giving away any energy to the other option? Wouldn't life be much more fun, productive, and sexy if we fully embraced our magnificently delightful selves? It's just as easy to believe we're awesome as it is to believe we're giant sucking things. It takes the same amount of energy, the same amount of focus, so why do we choose all the drama? Have you ever noticed how when you admire someone who goes out and they do something phenomenal, and you're happy for him or her, but you're not surprised? You say, "Oh, of course they did something phenomenal. They're a phenomenal person." But to get yourself to see how amazing you are is like pushing a giant marshmallow up a hill. Yes, there we go. We're on our way up. We're awesome. Whoops, one side's sagging. We're sagging to the left. Push it up. Then we go. We're all good. Wait now, we're sagging to the right. We run around taking one step forward and 14 steps back when it's so unnecessary. Instead, now this is where I want you to start really listening. Before you didn't really have to listen. I should have told you that. I should have said, if you need a cup of coffee or want to go to the bathroom, you should have gone. But now you have to sit and listen. Instead, try seeing yourself through the eyes of someone who admires you. Like Reverend Cynthia did for many of us. Like Dr. Mora did for my colleagues. They get it. They believe in you leaps and bounds. They aren't connected to your insecurities and negative beliefs about yourself. All they see is your true glory and potential. Become one of your die-hard fans. Look at yourself from the outside, where all your self-doubts can't crawl all over you. And look at what shines through. You get to choose how you perceive your reality. So why, when it comes to perceiving yourself, would you choose to see anything other than a super huge rock star of a creature? You are a badass. I can't believe I just told all of you. You were one when you came screaming onto this planet, and you are one now. The universe would not have bothered with you otherwise. You can't screw up so majorly that your badassery disappears. It is who you are. It's who you always will be, and it's not up for negotiation. You are loved massively, ferociously, unconditionally. The universe is totally freaking out about how awesome you are. It's got you wrapped in a warm gorilla hug of adoration. It wants to give you everything you desire. It wants you to be happy. It wants you to see what's in you. You are perfect. To think anything less is as pointless as a river thinking it's got too many curves, or that it moves too slowly, or that its rapids are too rapid. Says who? You're on a journey with no defined middle or end. There are no wrong twists or turns. There is just being. And your job is to be as you can be. This is why you're here. To shy away from who you truly are would leave the world viewless. You are the only you there is and ever will be. And I repeat, you are the only you there is and ever will be. Do not deny the world its one and only chance to bask in your brilliance. We are all perfect in our own magnificent, screwed up ways. Laugh at yourself, love others, rejoice in the cosmic ridiculousness. And in my office, I just said, thank you, God. I needed to hear this. And so, what do I commit to in 2017? What should we commit to in 2017? I have a few suggestions. So repeat after me. I commit to being kind. I commit to being kind. I am kindness. I am kindness. I am balance. I am balance. I am powerful. I am powerful. I am extraordinary. I am extraordinary. I am exquisite. I am exquisite. I am better looking. I am better looking. And above all, I commit to being a real badass. To being a real badass. Let's do this. Namaste.
Badass exemption is for today. Stacy talked about being clear about what you value. Reverend Dan talked about committing to what you value. Now I'm here to tell you, when you mess up on those two things, and you will, there are some of us that may not. I don't know you, but when you find yourself straying from that commitment, when you find yourself not being clear, the first thing you do is just forgive yourself. If you have a hard time with that, practitioners and ministers abound. Look at the back of the program, I think it's 25 of us. Okay? When you find yourself falling back into those old things that you decided to let go of from 2016, from 1969, Just forgive yourself and get back on the path. Do you have anything better to do than become yourself? You don't, do you? Okay, so repeat after me. I have absolutely nothing better to do with my life than become who I was born to be. All right. Oh, I love it. I love that Reverend Dan picked up that book. And I love that we gave him an exemption to say ass in church. To live one's life committed to a clear and serving value not just affects your life, but it affects the entire world. Right? Not just you. And it strengthens your own self-acceptance and everyone else's acceptance of you. So, on that note, you all got a little piece of paper, and I know some of you may want more than one, but no. So if you do not have this little piece of paper, or maybe two, please raise your hand, the ushers will bring you one. And if you need a pen, raise your hands and the ushers will bring you that as well. Because they're just wonderful ushers. Aren't they?
Yes.
Thank you.
Now, Reverend Dana, Reverend Smith, oh my gosh, she's here somewhere. She's here. Oh, she's here. And Reverend Dan asked me, okay, what are we doing with 2016? Well, you're releasing that did not serve you then. And if it didn't serve you in 2016, I have a feeling it's not going to serve you in 2017. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. So what we're going to do is write on here what we choose to release. And as Reverend Stacy and Reverend Dan and myself, you're going to clarify what you want. You're going to commit to it. And I say when you err, you're going to forgive yourself and remind yourself that, I won't say that, and remind yourself that it's okay. It's okay. I mean, what else? Do you have something better to do? You all said no. So, this is what we like to call our traditional burning goal ceremony. Okay, the center aisle, come on down. Happy New Year. Does anyone else have, we have a couple more.
And so if you would, just close your eyes with me for a moment. And feel that energy of release. That power of love. That essence of life, of truth, that is you. That is me. God is good, and God is good all the time. And I know that it is my knowingness of that that moves me forward. It moves me to a new place in this new year. A place where I have not been before. A place that I go to confidently. A place that I go to lovingly. A place that I go to with compassion for each and every person. Each and every creature. Each and every thing. I see with the eyes of love. And so today, January 1st, 2017, I celebrate who I am. I clarify what my values are. I commit to them as I never have before. And when I make a mistake or a misstep, I forgive and I release. I let go and I start all over. And for knowing that I have this tool available to me every day, not just January 1st, every single day that I am blessed to wake up. I'm just so grateful. I'm thankful for all the tools that I have, and I use them. I'm thankful for each and every person here that reminds me of who and what I am. Each and every person everywhere. For each and every person is just a reflection of me. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this brand new year, for this beautiful center, for the music, the volunteers, the ministry of prayer, the sound team, the children, to the beloved Reverend Cynthia, who started this place. God, what good you've done. For your vision. Thank you. I release, I let go, knowing that this is done. And together we say, and so it is.
And we just love you very much. And so a lot has been said today. We've been here a long time. And even in all of that, we know that it is all God. And it is all good. And we know that God is in this new year, 2017. And it is wrought with infinite possibility. And it is an endless treasure house of experiences. And the beauty is that each and every person here gets to go shopping and gets to pick out exactly what they want. And so what I know right here, right now, is each person chooses exquisitely. That this year is filled with dreams come true, with new solutions, with new opportunities, new experiences, new friendships. I know that this center is blessed in every way and continues to grow and thrives. I give thanks for it all. I give thanks for this teaching. I give thanks for each person here. And I give thanks knowing that each person moves into 2017 and is guided and is guarded and is protected and is cared for and is supported by an infinite universe. And so for all this good, I simply say thank you, God. And together we say, and so it is.